First things first, before I start the video on fixing the valve and replacing the wheel and the seal, and I want to say have a happy Labor Day. I hope it's safe, I hope you have some plans, and enjoy your 4-day weekend. In the last video, I was mountain biking, had a really good trip. But unfortunately, as I was riding, I got home, and I don't know if any of you have ever had this problem, but the spokes were leaking. And I couldn't figure out why. So I had done this 2 previous times, still couldn't figure out why. And then I got the valve stem out. So the valve stem, basically, what it did is from where it was in the wheel, it recessed itself down in the wheel, so then the seal was obviously broken, and when I put this underwater, every single spoke was bubbling. So I took the tubeless, everything out, cleaned the tire, took the slime out, had it go everywhere, and I found this was down in the wheel, and that's what was creating the problem. So what I'm going to do today is just make a quick little video about, changing the stem, retaping. I had retaped most of it already, but I just kind of cut out that section where the valve stem was going to preserve the tape that I had already put on. And yeah, I'm just going to make a quick video about it. So first thing we're going to do is obviously make sure we have our supplies, our wheel lever, extra valves, our slime, our pump, because believe it or not, you don't need a compressor to do this. You can just pump like crazy and it will eventually get there and the bead will pop into place. Alright, so first of all, I've got my sealing tape. I've already got a little bit on there, but remember, I've got to cover that portion of it that was not covered when I took the valve out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of an overlap. So just sit it in there and then turn it sideways. Remember, you want your tape to be as tight as possible in the wheel. So you don't want bumps and little air pockets, just because that's basically could be a point of failure. Alright, so I'm just wrapping it around. Make sure you pull it tight against you, and then use your left thumb. If you're right-handed, use your left thumb. If you're left-handed, use your right thumb, and pull it as tight as you can. Alright, so first of all, I've got my sealing tape. I've already got a little bit on there, but remember, I've got to cover that portion of it that was not covered when I took the valve out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of an overlap. So just sit it in there and then turn it sideways. Remember, you want your tape to be as tight as possible in the wheel. So you don't want bumps and little air pockets, just because that's basically could be a point of failure. Just go all the way around. I messed that one up. So if you do have to pull it off, it's not the end of the world, but make sure you pull it as tight as possible and center it in the wheel. Make sure you get that nice clean seal. So I'm just going to go around one more time. I don't want it to get too thick to where that bead for some reason doesn't seal as well as it should. But wherever you started, try to use markings on your wheel to recognize where you can stop and you create that overlap. And then when you're done, what I do is I just cut it, tear it, cut it, whatever you need to do. And you're probably seeing my cat. There we go. Got a nice seal.
After tightly securing your tape around the wheel, I find it best to use a parrot beak style knife with a very exact point on the tip to puncture a very small hole in my tape where the valve will go and air will not escape. Next, insert your new stem into the wheel using a small cut you made into the tape. The stems I used came with 2 O-ring style pieces, a larger one to help seal the air inside of the tire, as well as an exterior O-ring to seal but also protect the wheel from the tightening nut of the valve. Once the valve is secure with the O-rings, make sure to get the beads onto the wheel, which may take some patience. Check the valve is tight one more time, then the fun begins. And there we have it. After a little bit of troubleshooting to find the cause of the leaks from my wheel spokes, the problem is solved and I'm ready to ride again. Thank you so much if you have already hit the subscribe button for my channel, but if you haven't, do so now to easily see when I post more bike maintenance content and trail adventures.